Hello to all you beautiful people who decided to watch this video. My name is Oksana. I'm an app growth consultant. And today, the first thing I want to say is congratulations. We have officially entered the fall-winter holiday season 2025. And even though you don't hear jingle bells ringing, trust me, it will happen sooner than you expect. For most of the app marketers, this is a very busy season. For a lot of them, this is the busiest season of the year, and this is because there are so many ways to help your app stand out and bring additional traction, additional users to your app. And of course, it doesn't start with Christmas, it starts a little bit earlier. And it actually starts in October because in October we have Halloween. And if earlier Halloween was celebrated mostly in the US, right now it's quite popular in Europe as well and in other parts of the world. Today is 2nd of October and a lot of apps are already in the season, right? So they are already implementing and running seasonal marketing tactics for Halloween specifically, even though it's still the very beginning of October. And this is actually the right time to start implementing and running things. But don't worry, if you have not thought about it yet, you still have a little bit of time. And today I'm going to walk you through some of the tactics and some of the steps you can use to market your app during the Halloween season. So let's start. Oh, by the way, almost forgot. I encourage you to stay with me until the end of this video, because in the end of the video, I will have a small surprise for my subscribers. So if you want to hear about the surprise, then stay. The first thing I would like to show you is Google Trends for the search term Halloween. And this is just to convince you that this is not too early to work on Halloween. So you can see that I took this screenshot yesterday, and here you can see the trend for the last year, right? When the popularity of the search term started growing somewhere here, so around, I would assume, September, October, or maybe even late August. And this is this year, 2025. And we can see that even in August, people around the world started searching more actively for Halloween. Yeah, and the popularity of the search term is growing. But this is Google Trends, these are web trends, and we also have our mobile app trends. And to check the trends, what I usually like to do is to check the popularity of the keyword or search volume of the keyword. On this slide, you can see screenshots taken from an ASO tool called AppFollow. And I took screenshots that show you the popularity trend for different Halloween-related terms in the US. And on the left side of each graph, you will see how the trend was last year. And on the right, you will see how the keyword is getting popular this year, right? So starting from September, most Halloween related terms start growing. This is a popularity trend for a keyword Halloween. This one is Halloween games for kids. This one is trick or treat. And this one is Halloween coloring. So we are actually right now in a very good time and place to start quickly implementing things to market our app during the Halloween season. Now, before you start planning your marketing activities, you need to understand what is or will be going on with your product during this holiday season, during Halloween. And there are several scenarios, and I tried to list out several of those, some of those here. So the first scenario could be that the app actually adds Halloween related features or content during this holiday season. So there was nothing there before, and now the app is adding these seasonal features or content to the app. An example can be a language learning app launching a Halloween challenge or a module to teach Halloween related words, or a kids gaming app launching a Halloween themed mini game, or a micro-learning app adding a mini course or module about Halloween history, for example, for users to learn. Yeah, so that's one option. Another option is that the app actually has already have the Halloween features or content inside. It has always been there, but now it is a very good time to highlight them. Several examples here. An exterior design app that helps you design your backyard, for example, right? Featuring Halloween related decorations such as pumpkins or flower beds, etc. And now you want to highlight this feature to your users. A kids gaming app that has Halloween themed mini games always in the game. Now it's a good time to remind users that, hey, you can play those Halloween mini games. Or a streaming app that has Halloween related content on the platform. Now the third option could be that the app doesn't have any Halloween related features or content. The app doesn't add them, but you decide to add relevant UI changes, so design changes, right? It could be adding some UI Halloween design elements, pumpkins, witches on the broom, etc. to your UI. It could be about updating your onboarding or paywall with Halloween themed elements. And then there is also the fourth version when none of the previous ones apply, yeah, but you actually can tie it nicely in your marketing messages. So for example, a face massage and skincare app can communicate how its beauty routines can help you prepare and then recover your skin, after the holiday. Or a flight booking app can recommend destinations for your spooky holiday, right? Or a weather app encourages you to actually check the weather before going out and start trick-or-treating at night. So these are 4 different scenarios that can happen to your product, and based on that, you will be building your marketing strategy for this season. Now, if you cannot find any connection with Halloween whatsoever, like none of those apply to your app, and Halloween feels really alien, to your app, you cannot connect any dots, then just skip this holiday. Yeah, you can add some other seasonal marketing activities later. You can use another season. It is not necessary and it is not mandatory to launch Halloween related activities in your app. It always needs to feel natural, to your product. You should not force it on your users. So that being said, all the tactics that I will be talking about today, if you see that none of them is relevant to your app, they will feel unnatural. You cannot use any of them. That is also fine. Not everybody needs to celebrate Halloween in the app space. Okay, so we will start from the bottom of the funnel, which is your visibility, your impressions. And the first step would be actually trying to understand, okay, are there any Halloween related keywords that I can add to my metadata? Again, this should be relevant for your app, right? And if there is nothing relevant, then you skip this step and you move to another one. Now, how do you do that? You actually use an ASO tool, right? And you try to find Halloween related terms, generic ones, and then you also try to find some niche ones that would apply specifically for your app. These screenshots are from an ASO tool called AppTweak. And right now I'm going to show you how to actually search for these terms using AppTweak. Okay, so we are in the AppTweak dashboard. In a keyword research dashboard, I added just a random app, and you already see that I have a list of keywords, but I will now show you how I came up with this list of keywords. The first thing you do is you will type in a word Halloween here and add it to your list. And then you can, if you already have some ideas or you know from your experience some of the keywords that worked well for you or for somebody else in the past, you can also add those keywords in here. For example, I know that there is a keyword called Halloween games or Halloween games for kids because I work with apps for kids. So I added those in here, but then all the other ones, this is what I did. I will show you. So by every keyword, you will see this light bulb. And this feature is actually available in a lot of ASO tools, so you can use any of the ASO that you would like. But this one will actually show you either Apple auto suggestions, AppTweak is showing auto suggestions, right? Other tools show their own suggestions. But if you click on this, you will see Apple hints, and then you will see semantic keywords. So words that are related to our term. And I already added a bunch of those to my keyword list. Some of those you see are left out, and okay, we can add them. We can add them here right now. Right, and that's how you come up with a keyword list. Then you can, for example, see, okay, there is also a keyword called Halloween games, and maybe you have a game, so you can also go here and see what kind of auto suggestions are there, and what kind of semantic keywords AppTweak recommends you. And after you come up with this, with this list, you will see search volumes, and you will of course need to check them, check the search volumes, how they are doing. Halloween games for kids were growing, then for some reason it drops, which is not very logical, could be just some tool glitch, I suppose. Yeah, and what is also nice that a lot of tools actually allow you to go back in history to see what was the keyword volume for this keyword last year, right? So then you will be able to understand, should I include it, and that would be a good indication for you. So that's how you generate the list of keywords related to Halloween. And when you see them and you see that there is something that you can use for your app, the next step is actually to decide, where do I put them? Where do I put these keywords? So in App Store, you have those three fields: title, subtitle, and a keyword field. On Google Play, you are flexible about playing around with your full description, and you can integrate your Halloween related keywords there. Now, don't rush and replace your current title with Halloween related keywords, especially if you are ranking high for the keywords that are already in your current title. Yeah, please don't do that, because you can break your performance. You will stop ranking for the keywords that are in your title, especially in the App Store, right? And you will not be able to rank high and on top for Halloween related keywords straight away. That's why evaluate. If you are ranking already high for the keywords that you are using in your title and subtitle, then you have a keyword field that you can use. Yeah, if you are ranking well enough for all of the keywords in your keyword field, then keep in mind that you have cross-localization for the US, and you can use up to 10 locales to target the US with those other locales, so Spanish, Mexican, Korean, Arabic, Chinese traditional, Chinese simplified, and some others. All of those could be used to target the US, right? In Google Play, it's easier. You add the Halloween related keywords into your description. Now, I have seen the apps that would actually replace their current title, and I have done that also for some of the apps that I worked with, but that was only because the app in general was not very strong and it did not rank high for the keywords that were already used in the subtitles. So it was a safe game. Yeah, and I could actually test out this approach and see, okay, do I actually get more traffic after I replace the title? Yeah, otherwise, please don't replace your title with Halloween related keywords because you can lose a lot of traffic. And another important point that I need to mention is that you know that algorithms need time in order to index you and then to rank you. Yeah, that's why if you want to work with keywords, it is better to start earlier, even earlier than October, so that the algorithm has enough time to index you and then actually understand how do I rank this app for this keyword. Now, the next thing that you can do is running in-app events in App Store or promotional content in Google Play. And this is one of my favorite parts. Even if you don't change your metadata, you can still run these in-app events promoting Halloween, and in this way you will be relevant to your audience during this holiday season. On these slides, I will be focusing more on in-app events for the App Store, just because Google promotional content is not available for all the apps. So you need to be a very, very big app to have this and have a lot of downloads to have this feature on, while on App Store, in-app events can be run by anybody. Right, so this video is not about how to create in-app events, where do you go, how do I find ideas, etc., etc., but I will give you a brief introduction for those of you who have not worked with the in-app events. So an in-app event in the App Store is this type of a visual that appears in search results, a horizontal visual. It can be either an image or a video, right? If you tap on it, it then becomes a portrait image. Each in-app event has its own metadata, so it has a title and a short description and a full description. They will be displayed on your in-app event card and image. So this is how an in-app event will look in the search results. The in-app event card will replace your screenshots or a preview video that you have there, and then they will also appear on your product page. So when a user goes to your product page, they will typically be displayed on top of your screenshots. In some cases, it will be displayed at the bottom below your screenshots. Yeah, and you can read more about them. Apple has all the documentation what you need to create and run the in-app events. One important thing and to mention is that even though you are not required to have a new build for the in-app event, you just create and submit it to App Store review. Technical team needs to be involved when they give you a deep link or a universal link, right? So your app, make sure that your app has that feature. Now let's go to actually what you can run. What types of in-app events you can. There are different types of in-app events that you can run, and different. You can have images, you can have videos, and here I'm just gonna give you some examples for inspiration. Maybe some of those will give you some ideas about what in-app event you can run for your own app. So this app is called Planta, Plant and Garden Care. Yeah, and this is an in-app event that they ran in 2024, last year. And you can see here, this data is taken from the app tweak. Yeah, and you can see what type of metadata they used, how long their in-app event was running. I would say that this is a little bit too late. Yeah, I would try to run it a bit earlier, but again, it's up to you to decide, and it's the matter of planning. This is another example from a language learning games, Drops. Yeah, so Drops is actually very good at running constant in-app events in the App Store. This one was there last year, and the type of the in-app event is new season, right? And they have a Halloween as a keyword in their title. Here you can see what was the short description. Title and short description are always displayed on the in-app event card. Yeah, and the full description will then appear here on this portrait image. Then, and this is another example of an in-app event, and this is also a language learning app called Lingodeer, and what they were promoting was actually a special deal. Yeah, so it was not about learning new Halloween related terms, it was about exclusive Halloween discounts. And yeah, this is a good way to promote your discounts and promo offers. And this is another example from a Deep Stash, a micro-learning app, yeah, that lets you read books in a bite-sized format and learn different topics. They were running an in-app event under tag of special event, and they were promoting, yeah, some books that you could read, scary books, yeah, that you could read during this season. So and then as I mentioned that your creative can be an image or a visual. I work with a company called Rosie Mosey, and they have a bunch of learning games for kids. And what I saw that for this type of apps, they are games, videos actually work pretty nice. Yeah, so we were running in-app events with the videos, and that's an example. We started early last year, from October 6th. We were using Halloween related keywords in the title. I will also tell you that I was using Halloween related keywords in the metadata, and it actually helped us rank quite well on both iPad and iPhone in the US. And if you think that your app is, far away from being related to Halloween, I found this interesting example from a pregnancy tracker, an app called Emma Pregnancy and Baby Tracker. And this is an old in-app event from 2023. Yeah, so what they did was I assume that they were like reskinning or redesigning the interface of their app, and that's what they were promoting. Now, I wanted to talk to you about one thing. So, you see this metadata and the tag that is here. This is not something that you add to the design of the image, right? So your image does not need shouldn't have this text. It will then be added on top automatically by Apple, and you need to make sure that whatever is here, it doesn't cover your text. Yeah, so whatever is at the bottom of your image, whether it's horizontal or vertical, it should not cover, yeah, or and intersect with your text, because either your text will be invisible or less visible, or the image, that something important that you are trying to show, will be covered by text and will be less visible. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, from kids games to more adult content, I would say, this is a poker game called WSOP, the official app, and this is the in-app event that they were running in 2023. Yeah, and it features some Halloween hunt. And this is another poker app. And this is, I'm showing you this also to explain why design matters. Because you see here, the title and the short description, full description, they are almost invisible because the design is so bright and there is so much going on below this text, right? And then I'm giving you some general recommendations about running in-app events. So make sure to include keywords in your title and short description. They are indexed by Apple. It doesn't mean that you will rank on the top, unfortunately, right? A good combination that I found for my apps is using those in the in-app event, the keywords, but also repeating them somewhere in your metadata. The next point is make your visuals emotional, right? So they should drive attention. They should make users actually tap either on the in-app event or on the download button. So that's a second recommendation from me. The third one, follow your brand guidelines if you have any. If you don't, that's fine. But the in-app event should not look completely different than the rest of your app. So it should look harmonious with your app icon. Always remember about that. And it should not, like, users should actually be able to recognize, oh yeah, that's that app. It should be relevant, yeah, and it should make sense. So that's about, if Halloween is completely irrelevant to you, then don't do that. The maximum duration, you can run your in-app event for 30 days. And I usually say that it is better to run it for at least 2 weeks, right? So before the event, maybe a little bit after the event. In this way, first of all, the algorithm will have enough time to index your keywords, and then you will actually have more time to collect the data about how your in-app event was performing. And also, as we see with Halloween, Halloween doesn't start on the 31st of October. It starts on the 1st of October, or maybe even in September for somebody. And my last point is that yes, you can reuse your in-app event next year. So you can reuse the same creatives, the same metadata, but maybe during this year you will learn something new, and you can apply some new knowledge to your in-app event, but you will see that in the future. So that was it about the in-app events. The next third point is about updating your app icon. And that's, again, if it's relevant to your app and if it will look nice. These are some examples of the kids' apps, kids' games, how they updated their app icons for the Halloween. You can see, for example, airplane games for kids by Skidos. They usually have the red plane, but in the game, kids can also fly this kind of a plane, and it looks kind of like Halloween-ish, right? So the icon was updated here. We are adding, Splash Learn was adding a little pumpkin, right? So the icon is very similar, but adding a little pumpkin it tells you that it's a Halloween season. And the same with Khan Academy Kids, this little thingy on top of the head also shows us that that's Halloween. And another example is that I have is also from the WSOP app. So you can see that their regular icon looks like this. And then for Halloween, they also added a little pumpkin on the side. So that's something you can do, even if you don't have Halloween related keywords, but you feel that this is relevant and your users would actually appreciate. Now, one thing I actually wanted to mention about the icon is what I noticed with one of the apps is that when we change an icon of that app, and it was not related to seasonal marketing, but it can be applied here as well. So what we saw while running an A/B test, and we had an option that won and we implemented it, and then all of a sudden we saw our engagement go up. And why? It's because that's the assumption that we had an explanation that we gave to us is that when, and it was a kids app, so when kids saw something new on their device, They were like, oh, some new game or some new app. Let's tap on it. Let's see what it is about. Yeah, so changing your icon or modifying it can actually help you maybe increase engagement and open rates of your product for existing users. So that's nice. Also for the icons. Now we will talk about screenshots, app preview videos, or videos that you run on your Google Play Store. Now here I'm showing you some examples also, and I'm writing the year here, and it's because before introducing in-app events, a lot of the not a lot, but yeah, some of the developers to follow seasonal marketing calendar, they would have to work with their icons and with their screenshots. Now when we have in-app events, actually changing your screenshots is not mandatory, because anyways your screenshots are replaced with an in-app event card that will be there. And by the way, one thing I haven't mentioned about in-app events, that your in-app event card will be visible even for the users that already have your app on the device. Unlike screenshots, if you already have the app on the device, you will not see the screenshots in the search results. So in-app event card makes your app visible, more visible, not only for the new users, but also for your existing users. This example is from 2022, and this app Splash Learn was changing their icon and also screenshots. In-app events were not, either they were not launched then yet, or they were not as popular back then. So that's why apps had to, work with these types of creatives. The same about Lingo Kids. So they added some changes to their icon, as well as you see there is a little spider here and a little pumpkin here. Drops. This is actually for right, Christmas. Not very not very relevant for Halloween, but this was just to show you that how apps worked previously, before the in-app events were a big thing. So they actually had to work with their screenshots. Now what we did with Rosie Mosey last year was I was trying to implement the whole the whole package. So we were running an app preview, which is a video, right, with some elements. Here you see bets offline, and then further in the video we were showcasing the games that were changed, and then the screenshot one was changed here, and then we were also running an in-app event. And let me tell you, with the app preview and a screenshot, I was running an A/B test, right? And I will tell you that conversion rate was lower for Halloween related visuals than for regular visuals. And my assumption is that because we already have an in-app event and it's talking about Halloween, when a person goes to our product page and they see kind of like a repetitive content on the first creatives, on the video, and then on the screenshot, it can be a little bit too much. So that was my hypothesis around it. That's why this year I will not be updating the video. It will look differently because we changed something, but it will not be Halloween related. That's what I'm saying. But the in-app event will be there, right? Another example is actually here. I want to show you, I told you before that there was an app that I worked with that changed the title, also like the subtitle and the screenshots, and then there is an in-app event. And I worked at Skittles as a head of growth several years ago. Yeah, so, and when we, back then there were no in-app events, but what we did was we would change the title and the icon and the screenshots. Then this is the activities that they were running last year. So you can see that also the title was changed, the icon was changed, the screenshots were changed, and an in-app event was there. So I cannot tell you about the performance because I'm no longer associated with the company, but that's a full package approach that an app can take. Yeah, so we are done with the visual part, and now I'm telling you not to forget about the text. And what do I mean by the text? So promotional text in the App Store, this 170 characters that are shown right below your screenshots. You can update that at any point. No build is required. Just say that now, okay, Halloween features content is available. You can do that in the promotional text. If you are uploading a new build, you might as well change your full description. For Google, of course, it will be relevant because if you are adding Halloween related keywords, you will be making changes to your full description. And what's new section or release notes, also a good idea to inform users what's actually happening in this new release by highlighting the new Halloween content in the app. And some of you may be interested, okay, what do I do with the paid ads? Do I promote my app somehow during this holiday season? And there is no one recommendation because it of course depends on the app. And since we are talking about app marketing right now and what can be done in the App Store, the ads that can be run in the App Store are Apple search ads, right? Because for Google, you they can be in Google Play, but they can also be everywhere else. So Apple search ads is are the ads that you will be running in either in your search results or Today tab or similar app section. So you can try and run them if you have relevant search terms. You can try that. Up to you. I was trying that for some of the apps that I worked with. We had relevant keywords. They were very good in terms of driving traffic and downloads, but at the same time, they were not very good in terms of monetizing the user. But again, all the apps are different and you are more than welcome to try. Right? So that was actually all that I had to share. You can share in the comments what experience you have. And I'm wishing you a very happy Halloween. Thank you to those who stayed with me until the end. And as I promised, there is a little surprise for the subscribers of my channel. And the surprise is that I'm gonna run the first ever giveaway on YouTube. I don't have any physical products to give you, or I don't own any software to give you, but what I can give you is my time and my knowledge. So I will be giving away 3 30-minute consultations. And there are some rules, of course, to the giveaway. You can read all the detailed rules in the description of this video. But the rules are that I want you to comment on the video and share with us if you have implemented any of the seasonal marketing activities for your app in the past, and if you have seen any positive outcome out of those activities. This will actually help all of us learn more about what can be done. If you have not done it by yourself, but you saw it another app doing something interesting, you can also share that. If you have no experience with seasonal marketing whatsoever, just please tell me what other topics I can cover to help you grow your app. So comment is one requirement, and the second step will be filling out a little Google form, and the link will be also there in the description. And this is just for me to understand better what your app is about and how I can, and if I can help you, right? And it will also save us time during the call because I can actually, prepare for this meeting and have a look at your app, maybe test it out, and already think of some recommendations for you. Now, there are, of course, requirements that you need to be 18 plus. I don't work with apps who promote violence or aggressive behavior or intolerance. I don't work with apps who have done black hat ASO to grow. These things, I think I covered most of the and since I'm in Europe, the consultation can happen from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. my time, so CET time. So make sure that we have some time points. I will be selecting 3 winners based on the answers that I receive in the Google form, right? And you can apply from today and until October 5th. I'm also required to say that this giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. It is also not sponsored by any of the tools or platforms or any tools that I showed you in the video. Yeah, that's just my wish to help you guys. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you next time.